Loava is a Korean site. It's actually in the process of being translated. So if you can't read this, check the top part here and hit the EN button to translate everything. And what we are searching for is the statistics, engraving, and then we can have a look on all the engravings all the Korean players have. Since they are very experienced with the game, I trust them a lot. So if you go here, like the ones with the star are not released in NA EU, right? So to learn which are good, you could always click through here. You can not only judge the worth of your accessories that are dropped by clicking through all the classes and seeing which one is high on the list and therefore worth a lot of gold. If you click the engraving here, you can even see the details here. How many people are using level 1 and how many people are using level 2. Cursed doll is going to be the same, right? No one is going to use level 1 or level 2 cursed doll because the negative heavily outweigh the positive effect, right? But then we have adrenaline, where you see that level 3 is kind of nice, but you can also opt for a level 1 adrenaline. The same with Master of Ambush. Not so extreme, but adrenaline is a very good example where you can see that taking level 3 adrenaline is not always a must. Level 1 adrenaline is also very, very good. So let's just go through here. If we click on the engraving again, you get to the complete engraving details. But this is basically now the same list. If you go here, you then see this specification for level 1 and level 2. And what you can do, which is really important, for example, these are the two class engravings here, Taijutsu and Shock Training for Scrapper. So if I am Taijutsu and I only want to see the list for Taijutsu, I click on Taijutsu and then the list gets updated for Taijutsu. So I can see right now that people in Korea between the item level 625 and 1415 value Grudge and Keen Blunt as number 2 and number 3 for Taijutsu. Yeah, so if you check Keen Blunt Weapon, you see again that's a typical don't take level 1, don't take level 2, only take it if it's level 3. By clicking through this site, you can actually see what's worth it for you to get. I'm looking for another example that would be, for example, heavy armor equipment. Yeah, like you see, it's not an offensive thing, of course, with heavy armor equipment, but you would see that some people still are fine with going heavy armor level 1. Ideally, your build would look something like Taijutsu level 3, Grudge level 3, and Keen Blunt Weapon level 3. And if you can somehow make it, Adrenaline level 1 would be perfect. We could have a look, for example, let's take Berserker. And then you can take Berserker's Technique or Mayhem. Let's go for Mayhem because more people take that. And then we see the best ones. And this one is actually really crazy, I see right now, because Grudge is not even in the top 3. It is Mayhem, of course, Champion's Tenacity, and Keen Blunt Weapon. What you have to keep in mind, though, is when going through these engravings, that the Korean players have a much higher item level that we have here in EU and NA at the moment. So they can kind of hit different breakpoints for crit chance and spec, for example. Yeah, so as I said, they can hit completely different breakpoints than we do. Be a little bit cautious when you go 100% after these. We can go to skills, and don't get me wrong, like I love Max Roll. Max Roll taught me so much about the game and so much about every part of the game. But I feel like we have a problem on Max Roll that you don't have a big amount of variety in the builds. You're basically shown one build. And on this side, when you click skills up here in the top, you can actually see what the experienced Korean players take, right? So it's not bashing Max Roll. This is just having an alternative to just get more info in and make the best decision for your character that you're able to do, right? Having more sources for your information is always great. What I really like is ranking, and then you go item level, and then you see some crazy shit, guys. That guy it's 1620, it's a Sork Berserker 1620, and there is only 6 players. You have only 6 players that have 1620. That's insane. Let's actually check how many classes are represented on the top on the top 20 page. Like if we can find a scrapper, but there is not gonna be one. Like Sork and Berserker, of course. Who would have thought, right? Then we have a Deadeye, another Zerg, a Reaper, Striker, Gunlancer, Gunslinger, Zerker, Slinger, Paladin, Striker, Deathblade, Sorceress, Bard, Reaper, Sorceress, Reaper, Deathblade, Arcanist. Let's check more. We need to find a scrapper, guys. There is none. Insane. So many people are at 1650. So much more people are on 1615 than on 1620. And this set must be crazy, right? The Esther set. It looks like this. It's white. It's not even relic anymore. It's like white. This is basically showing you a lot of things, and especially the engraving part is very helpful when you are trying to judge a price of an accessory and trying to build your character. Right, so for example, let's check Soulfist here. Grudge, Keen, Blunt, Cursed Doll. But yeah, that's basically what I wanted to show you guys. Really, really cool site. The link will be in the description below. If you liked what you saw, check my socials on the next page, and I'll see you next time.